Hey guys, hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. In this video today, we're going to go over how to create a form, HTML5 form in PHP, and then basically just spit out the variables. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you on the channel. Go and hit the subscribe button. I make these videos every Mondays. I got videos every Tuesdays coming out. And if you guys are trying to find clients or sell products, I have videos for those coming out on Wednesdays and Fridays. Make sure you stay tuned. To look at those two as well. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off by just starting our WAMP folder, basically starting our web server or our XAMPP server, or any one of the different local host servers that you possibly have. Just going to get that started, and then from there we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to create this top part of the document. So let's go and create that. And remember too, also I'm going to have all this linked up in the description as well, so you guys don't have to worry about not having this. You'll have all of this as well. So we're going to start creating the basic folders of the actual folder of the actual file. So I'm going to get this in there. Forgot that HTML file. And really this whole thing goes over just some simple validation, helps you get stuff set up, and then I added a little bit of styling myself that I just like, so you guys can change any of this up right here. It's really not that hard. It's simple for most of you guys to do that if you know any basic CSS. And if you guys don't know any CSS, let me know. I'll do a whole video on just going over the basics of that too as well. It's pretty interesting for the most part. CSS is pretty good. Once you get it and you understand where to find everything at, you'll be able to basically create anything you possibly want to. All I'll do is just take a little time, a little bit of effort, just doing some research and just looking stuff up and testing things out. And so we're going to get this main part done right here. Just going to get the body tags in. Sorry guys, I'm not the fastest typer. Get these body tags in, and then from there too, let's close this off HTML. Okay, so now that we have our basic HTML, if you guys want to, you're going to start indenting this. Some people like to do that. I just do it just in case, just so you can see it everything better. But let's go ahead and start off with this right here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and set the structure up for what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and set the structure up in HTML. So let's start off with just a simple this is gonna be just a simple div with a class of just we're gonna call the class panel container, and this right here is going to contain it's going to be the container for our panel. And for the most part, this whole thing will be pretty actually I think pretty responsive, so that makes it a lot easier right there for you guys. So if you wanted to, you could take this straight out and you can add this into anything that you want to do to really help you out. But it just just depends on that right there, if what you want to do. So let's going to close this off. I know one thing I've been trying to work on is actually becoming a better typer, faster typer. Kind of slow right now, but it's something I need to work on. And then next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna create another div, which is right here. Is gonna be this div is gonna be just a panel right here. So it has a class of panel. You can stop this video at any time you guys want to, if you kind of fall behind, or if anything like that too as well. But basically this right here, for the most part, is gonna form just a little container and then a nice looking panel, so we can have something that the form shows up in. And basically I'm trying to just keep it all in one thing. Let me give you an example of what it's gonna look like. So let me go to that. This is what it's gonna look like right here. For the most part, this is what it's gonna look like. Just something simple like this right here. So we did the container, which is all of this space right here, the panel, which is this, and then we're going to do the form, and then we'll do the PHP. So let me go in, and then for nothing we need a header. I'm gonna put that in there. I actually have, since I've already created, I'm gonna just paste this in right here so it don't take too long for you guys. Okay, so now we have our header, and basically I gave it a class of center text, and basically we're gonna just use align text center to really just make it just center this. So then I'm going to go through and just put a little thing down that tells just the required fields that I wrote out earlier too as well, just so we don't take too much time. Right here, and then this is the form right here, that I created, and this is going to go through too as well, just to kind of show you every single thing. So here, so let me put, okay, so basic part of this form right here, we have a method which is post, because we're posting all the data basically to a form. We're not actually getting anything from there, so this is a post request. And then from there, if you notice, we have our, right here we have our name, and then right here we're echoing out an error. If an error comes right here, which I'll talk more about in PHP. Then right here, this is just the input. So we have label input, label input, label input, label input, and all the way down. And this right here is basically a radio button right here. And then this right here just says, this is set, then set it as this, and that's basically what that does. Then I have a button container, and this button container basically goes through and just give me a little spacing and a little area just for the button, in case you want to have multiple buttons. You could just add the margin onto the button, but I generally just don't like to do that sometimes, so I just thought I would do it this way. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just your preference on how you want to do it. So as you can see right here, so basically the label right here says for this name, for name, so that's just saying that this label is for this input. And then basically, this is the error, and we have an error class that I'm going to bring into as well. And then we have from there, we're going to echo out if we have an error. So let's go back in there and let me paste in all the styling so you guys can see this right here, so you can see the basics, and I can walk you through this. So actually before that, let's jump into, I'm going to let you jump back over here and see exactly what it looks like now. Okay. So this is, okay, go back and save that. This is what it looks like right now. Right here. And obviously you have some PHP errors because we don't have certain things in there, but we need to work on that. So that's something we're going to work on. But yeah, so let's go back up to the top. Let's go and put the styling in there. That'll be our styling, and then I'm gonna comment out the PHP code, which is just these which are basically just these variables, because we haven't declared these yet. So they're going to throw an error, just so you can see the styling. So let me just comment these out in this if statement, and then we can uncomment these out later. So when I add that to PHP, this is one that people have to. Okay, so all these are coming out right now. Let's go back to the actual site. Okay, so now we have the styling for the site, and this is the basic styling for the site. Basically, I use these colors right here. I just found these on the color palette, just basically the blue and the red. I'm gonna go back through and explain to you which all of these do right here. So we go back through here. So on our button container, we have a padding, which our button container is this part right here that's going around the button right here. On there, we have a padding of 20 pixels that go all the way around. Now, if you wanted to change that up anyway, you just go in here and you can change this up. If you want to change the size up, you add another thing right here, and this would be for the sides. If you want to change up the bottom, then just add something right here. And if you want to change up the actual right, this should be top, right, bottom, left. So you want to change up left, you do that. But for us, we want them all the same, so we'll just stick to the one. And then if you guys are interested, I give a bigger tutorial on CSS and walking through the basics. And then we need a text align this right here, so we can align the actual So right here, so we can align the actual button as you see right here, and that's basically so that we get the button right in the middle. And then once we get from there, we did the button. This is basically the style for the button. This is just all elements that are buttons. And then we did a BTN class, which stands for button. You can call it anything you want to call it. And basically we give it a background, we gave it a border radius, 3 pixels, which is just making it a little bit rounder. We took the border away from it from the original the original buttons. We gave it the text color white. We made the font weight a little bit bold, so this just made it bolder. We added padding to it. We had 10 pixels to the top and bottom, and 20 pixels to the side, to the left and right. And then we made the width 80%. And then also too, this next center text, and this is what I use right here on the header right here, and this is just to center the text. I could use this down here too as well, and it would have worked the same as well, and just added the button text, but I didn't. It wasn't just something I didn't do right there. But you can do the same thing too as well. Then on the arrows, I want all the arrows colors to be this color right here, which is the same as the button right here. So it kind of gives the red right there. And then this right here is just going through, this is an error class. And this error class is basically just on all the spans right here for the errors. And then we did input, text input. Basically the text input is on all of the inputs besides the radio buttons. But it's on basically the text area and the other text inputs as well. And then from there, we basically just clarified when I just said that on inputs with, so this right here say includes inputs with the class text input. I basically from there went through there. Went through that one right there, and then just be able to classify it, and then text areas that have the class text input too as well. So then we make the borders of this 3 pixels as we did before. We make the border radius, make the borders 1 pixel solid with this light gray color, and we did the same. And then for padding we did 5 pixels 0, and then 0 on this side here. And then for margins we did 5 pixel. We did nothing in the middle. Actually, to be honest, I can just remove this, and we could do 5 pixels up and bottom. And let me make this 10. I might like that better. So 10 pixels. And then for the width, we did basically just made it 100%. So made the text inputs be 100%. And then on the page container, as we talked about before, which is this part right here, basically all we did for this right here, made the background color the blue, and then we went through and added padding to the top, which is 100 pixels, and then at the bottom 100 pixels, and then to the sides 20 pixels. Then for the panel, which is everything that the form is in, we took the form and basically we did background color. We added a border radius, which is similar to the other one, and the border 1 pixel solid. And then we did a solid, which you got. If you want to do a dotted line one, then you put dotted. And basically you can link down to more stuff you can do in CSS. We did one of that. I just made the panel display block, so nothing else can line up next to it. And then to center it, if you're looking to center any divvy, basically all I did for this right here, I'm just to hold the tutorial and to go more in depth to how to center different things, was basically all I did, which is just margin 0 auto. So basically no margin on the top and bottom, but the autos are, but the left and right are auto, so for them to be the same. And then so it calculates the space to the left and the right of it if you set a certain width for it. So it'd be 10% on 10% on each side, and then it just fills those spots. So as the screen size changes, those size changes and stays in the middle. I did a max width because I didn't want it to be too big, so I made it 60 pixel as well. So then I did a padding as well, 20 pixels around everything, so on left, right, bottom, top. Then I make the width 880. And that's basically the whole thing on this right here. And then actually going back through this right here, good thing you can do on the inputs, you can go through and you can set the types. And I set the types of text on this one right here. HTML5 allows you to go through as well and set the type to email, which only allows people to put emails in there. You also can go through and put numbers if you don't want people to put numbers. I gotta check and see which ones floats for that, but I'm pretty sure there's one on there too as well. But also too, you put numbers where it's only solid numbers, and then you can do other things too as well. Then I did messages, and I didn't really it's a text area, so just a text box. And then we did the just the input. So as you see in this guy here, this is what we started off with, doing this right here, and that basically got us to the point where we got to this section right here, and we have this right here. The form won't work right now because we don't have the PHP set up, but that's what we're going to go into right now. And then I already rewrote this PHP content right here. It's pretty short. You can actually bring this into a different area if you wanted to, but I didn't do that just because I really just want to make it simpler for you guys, so when I put this on GitHub you guys can be able to use it. So here's the basic content right here, and I can go through and explain this. So basically up here I define all the variables. I just set everything to equal so I didn't make too many lines, so all the errors are equal to nothing right now because there's no errors. And then I enter all the variables because there's no variables, so basically to nothing. And then that's basically what we did up here. And then I'll come it down a little bit, kind of walk you through a little bit too as well. But basically this right here, this right here function right here goes in the server, takes the request method and it checks to see if it is equals to post, which as you see right here, our form is post right here, so we get it'll be get. But so it checks and see if this form has been submitted with that, or this form right here has been submitted. And if this form has been submitted, it checks to see if each item is actually empty. So so then right here, if you see right here, it checks and see if this post right here. So this is how you get the actual post request. You put $_post and then use the brackets right there, and then put the name, which is the same as the one on the input in there, and that's how you get the actual information back. So basically all we do is use this function. We use the if statement and use the function right here which spits out true or false, and we do right here just to see if it is empty. And if it is empty, we add to the name area, which we talked about up here. Right here when we set to basically nothing, we set that to name is required if the name is required. So if you guys can go through and see, I'll give you a little small example of that right here. Let's say that we put in, all right here, and we put in this right here. We put test, and then make this mail. And then right here when we do that, it'll throw an error right there. But let's go back through it and make sure we got everything signed up how it's supposed to be. And basically, and you'll be able to see that right here once we put the errors back out here. So let me uncomment these out. Oh. I'm gonna try something funky. I don't think it's gonna work, but it's worth trying. So let's just go get back out of this right here. Let me delete this right here. So this form is pretty simple. If you guys can see already, you basically can add in your own fields as you want to. I'm going to do another video, that's going to go over probably next week. That's going to go over how to put this into just a MySQL database, just to make it a lot more easy on you guys. And so you guys trying to store this in there, and just how to create it, how to set it up. So you guys see this right here. But basically, you can take all the items you have from here, and you can get everything out of here that you want now. It's pretty simple. So just remember, if you want to get the actual data from here, you need to do the $post underscore request with the brackets and the name of the, which is the exact same as your input or your text area. So let's try this out right here and check and try again. See if this works. Get this to work right here. So let's not do name. Let's do same email. And let's do test, just to test out and do mail. Did I did the name. Let me do, you see right here, and that's when we get the name is required. And then we go back to this right here and we remove email, then email is required. And that's basically what it is right there. And then let's say we go in there and try to put something that's not an email in here. It gives the error from the front part right here, and this right here is from the HTML5, and this is based on the actual type. So let's go back and put it back how it is. So okay, so now we have that right there. So let's go back over here. So from over here, as you guys can see right here, we have basically everything right here. So then basically I do the same thing. Then if it is, basically if it's not empty, so else. So if basically the post request for name is empty, there's nothing there, we do the error. Else is not empty, we go through and then we take that post request and make it equal to the name variable, and this is so we can be able to spit it back out. And we do that, replicate that over every single one. These are basically all the same. The only thing changes right here is just that the post request name of actually the item that we're trying to get, which is determined right here by the input. So I have a little another thing right here. I'm gonna push down right here. So right here, gonna spit the variables out so you can see that we're getting these back. Remember, this only works when we submit the form. So let's go back over here. Let me put this in. Okay. So basically, this is what this does right here. This is just once the form is echoed, we spit back out the information right here. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna spit out just your input, your name with the name right here, just a breakpoint. We're gonna spit out the email, and then with the email right here, our website, and we're gonna spit out also to message or gender that is chosen. So let's go back and try this out. So it'll show up right around here. So I'm just gonna refresh with the same content, and as you guys can see right there, see, it tells us to get a new email. So let's go right here. So then it changes right there. Let's say we want to do just test me, and then you'll see that change down there. You're gonna do female. See that change down. See this. You'll see that change down there, and then basically see all your information coming in. And then once you actually go through and you set all of these right here to the actual name, then that brings us to our next tutorial, which will then go into actually what you can do with this. Then you use this information to do anything you possibly need and to do everything else. So guys, hope you enjoyed watching this right here. As I said before, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you on the channel. It really means the world to me just that see that you're watching it. And just if you guys don't know what my schedule is, basically on Mondays I go through and do digital product and software development tips and tutorials. So tutorials like this right here, or actually how to go through and create actual products, or just different software based tutorials that lead up to helping you build a software product or ebooks, anything on that lines that I create. And then on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I go through and just basically get everything together, just give you just at least I'll walk you through what's been happening inside my journey and what I've been doing, and how, you know, how where I am and stuff like that financially and everything too as well, and as a business standpoint. And then on Wednesday, which is really big right here, this is gonna be pretty good right here, but it's basically just walking everyone through right here how to get more clients. So if you're looking to get more clients, more for your service, if you're doing logos, you're doing websites, or you're doing consulting, or whatever you're doing, you want to get clients online, I'm just helping you on this right here. And then on Fridays, which I'm going to pick back up and doing this right here a lot more. I got some new content that I've been filmed. This right here is going to be for basically just walking you through how to sell digital products with some tips and tutorials that really help you out. So some of the stuff be SEO to help you rank higher and get more traffic, and some of it to be just deep dives into actually selling more. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it so much. Like this video if you like it, comment down below. And guys, thank you again for watching. I'm Xavier Kelly, and I'll see you on the next one.